Yes, I can. No beers again. Have we sucked that off completely, or does that
I
make
think
a return?
Well, have we just
I
ended that?
reckon-
Have we just unintentionally ended that segment? We haven't done it for like 3 months, to be perfectly honest.
It hasn't been 3 months.
Or like we've probably done it, I reckon, once or twice in the last couple months.
When Jack was here last time.
we did it with Jack.
That was 2 months ago.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we've just kind of. It's on
What if we start like reviewing like some breakfast tea or something? Or is that really lame?
That's kind of lame, I reckon. In your own time, I know you'd be interested in doing that, but I don't think anyone else wants to hear that.
Yeah, baby. Marshall gets away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Barflies podcast, episode 33. Today, we're here Tuesday afternoon after a weekend for the ages.
An immense period of time. Just like a lot happened in, I'll say 10 days.
Well, 10 cumulative. Or are we saying
I'm saying
since the
over
last
a
pod?
period of 10 days, a lot's happened. And
Well-
I think that's when the last one went out.
We've had 2 back-to-back long weekends. Do we pretend the one last week didn't even happen?
No, it's included in my story.
Really? Because I can't remember what I did.
Well, like I can, but it's just like led to me how I'm feeling now, like semi-bounced.
Joined always today by semi-bounced good friend, comrade, Alexander Russell.
Hello there.
I was
Freaking
pulled
flies.
up for saying good friend, comrade, as if it was one sentence.
Right.
I think it started with a comma, but
Jeez,
then
you're all about your grammar, like today and last couple of days as well. You've been bringing it up a lot.
has EJ told you about his grammar story on his date?
No.
Okay, I don't think you'll mind me saying this. So EJ went on a date with a girl like last week,
Yeah.
and he got to the place like 5 minutes early. It was like a second or third date. He got to the place like 5 minutes early, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here," and she replied, "Punctual." So he then replied, "Here," with a full stop.
Oh my god, no. That's so funny. Oh,
And then
no way.
yeah, and then like when she walked in, she was like, "Do you know what punctual means?" And he's like, "Yeah." Like full stops and shit.
Oh, that's so good. Holy crap, that's so funny.
The date went well though.
Yeah. Oh, age. That's just so good.
So on brand.
Oh, that's classic age. Oh,
Yeah, I think the date did go well though, from what I heard.
yeah. Oh, I'm glad it went
so-
well. I'm glad it went well for him.
Well, you got to start if you
That's
start.
a cracker start.
If you start, that's a hot start.
That is such a hot start. Oh,
Good for him though.
yeah. So
Okay.
that was
So where we
so-
last weekend? Do
yeah.
you want to go back to there?
Yeah, I guess like we should start from the beginning and like just bring people to speed.
Yep.
This is gonna have the longest, quickest recap ever.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I'll go quickly. I'm well, by the way. Thanks for asking.
No worries.
So pretty much from last Friday or Thursday, boom, just working like a dog. Long weekend, getting the shmoney, getting the money, so that can have a good Anzac Day long weekend. Then also decided to go out. Went to Sash. It was pretty good. It was
Oopsie.
pretty fun. Oopsie. Haven't been there in about 3 years. I think last time I went like I went like 3 weekends in a month last time I went. And every time it was just got progressively shitter. And I was like, I'm just not going to go ever again. 3-year hiatus over. Went. Sold out. It was fantastic. Went with Ryan, the two of us. And it was pumping. It was a good time.
Frequent flyer and biggest DM dribbler.
Yeah, definitely. Was going off, worth going, had work the next morning. Unfortunate, but we pulled through.
Why did we pull through?
Because we're fucking big game players. That's what we do.
We're big game players.
Then Monday, also did something. Pretty sure I did. I can't remember what it is right now.
Monday night.
Monday night.
So, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, Monday I worked. Sorry. No, that's all I did.
Okay.
Sorry. Sunday went out. Saturday went out. Worked Sunday. Then backed up, went to Sash. Backed up, went to work again. Didn't feel the greatest on Tuesday. Tuesday night. Also had assignments in between there. So I was up late doing those. Then, like, felt a bit sick. Felt a bit sick then one night. Like Tuesday. And then I was like, oh, it'll pass. Got up to go get my sister from the airport. I did not feel well. I felt very grim. So that kind of had me bedridden for like 2 days where I was pretty much just sleeping. And then I woke up and I was like, okay, no, I'm sweet now. Like it just was like 2 days where I was like dead. And then came back. I rose into the long weekend.
Like
felt fine.
Like a phoenix.
Like a phoenix, I rose from the ashes and just had an absolute cracker of a long weekend. Saturday night. House party at one of the lads' house in Seaforth. Belated housewarming for COVID. It was a great evening. In a work Sunday, into an event, working a wedding Sunday night as well, into Sash, into Monday, which was Anzac Day, of course. An absolute cracker of a day, might add.
Cracker day.
Like, unreal. Unreal day.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the K-Man, me and Cody Bryan just here. We were in cahoots on Anzac Day. We were hanging out. We were.
We don't go out together very much anymore. Just by circumstance, I think. But we were up and about.
Oh, we were having a cracker.
Instagram followers would be well aware.
Yeah, we were. The boys were on. Job was on.
I'll say I thought you were a bit spineless for taking that story down.
I just thought it was too much. It was funny. I was laughing
I
about
thought it was fucking funny.
I saw it in the morning. I was like, "Fuck, that just is fucking."
That's
too
too dribbly.
Too dribbly.
Fair
turn
enough.
it off.
Fair enough.
I got head noise. Shouldn't have though. It was pretty funny.
Oh, that was good.
But anyway, Anzac Day was good. We had a good time. Well, I had a good time anyway. Went to the footy, and then we parted. We went our separate ways, and now we're here today. So that was, in short, that was the last 10 days.
Yeah, no wonder the last episode feels like a month ago.
Yeah, and no wonder I feel like walking death right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a sensational long weekend.
Mm.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Went in knowing that it was big as well. Like I was booked out. Like let's say my day split into 2 6-hour blocks.
Mm.
Each block was booked for 4 days before the weekend.
Yeah. Well, you had to. You had
Do you
to
want to
get
put that on silent?
Yeah. Sorry, boss.
How many bloody times am I going to tell this bloke?
Oh, again. You booked out.
I was booked out Friday. I had booked myself into a double gig. So started work 5 a.m. that morning. Worked a 9 or 10 hour day. Came straight home. Went to the pub, beers. Then went to watch my mate's band, Lincoln's Gold.
Nice.
At the bank in Newtown. That was good. I was falling asleep standing up by the end. I was done because I was like half pissed, and I was like, I just get, I don't know. After a long day of work, I always find it really hard to get up on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I fell asleep on the train to the second gig.
Right.
Me and a smaller group were going to see X Club at Oxford Art Factory.
Nice.
They're playing their final show before going to Europe. I had a Red Bull, and look, it grabbed me by the collar like Gordon Tallis, Brett Hodgson spec.
Yes.
And pulled me.
Wrangled me
back in.
Yeah.
And I think pure like, you know when you play your first game of pre-season and you get like 50 minutes in and you're just running on match fitness?
Yeah.
That's what it was like. It was just pure stamina keeping me going.
So you were just wide eyed.
I was like wide awake but dead inside, you know?
Yeah.
Boogied the night away.
Yeah.
Got home like 4.
Fuck. So you did it right.
I did it right.
So you just
Almost
had
a 24-hour day.
So you just had a Red Bull.
A singular Red Bull, yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, yeah. Just a Red Bull.
Yeah.
And went with some of the crew we went to the Doof with, which was fun.
Nice.
And then, fuck, what did I do after that? Saturday, doesn't matter. Tigers won.
Football.
Oh, yeah, we went to the pub to watch the Tigers.
Well, you won football as well, didn't you?
No, I played football the day after.
Okay. So, yeah. Sorry.
Whose recap is this?
Sorry. No.
Who's
you
bloody
I'll get my mitts off your recap.
2 strikes in 10 minutes, man? You
Yeah.
watch yourself.
Hey?
Yeah, I went to watch the pub at the Leagues Club.
Yeah, interesting. Leagues Club, we've got a bit of a history with the Leagues Club. We used to work there
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Mm.
That's how we met.
We're not censoring it anymore.
No,
Fuck
we
it.
don't care.
Give a
But
shit.
yeah,
Manly Leagues Club, one of the great places, fond memories, intertwined with
some not so fond memories.
Yeah.
and some grueling nights.
Yeah. Boys put me on their shoulders after the Tigers won in
Yeah.
the pub.
Oh, happy days.
Didn't get kicked out.
Nice.
Wore my Leagues Club jumper into the Leagues Club.
Flex.
Power move.
Yeah.
And then
We always did walk around like you own the place, so why should it change
Well,
now that you
nothing's
don't work
changed.
there? Yeah.
Nothing's
Exactly.
changed. If anything, I've probably got a little bit more of a spring.
Yeah.
Because
If anything, I'm more lippy now.
I
than
can't get in
before.
trouble. Yeah, exactly. So that was good. And then what do? We rolled into Anzac Day, played football Sunday, rolled into Anzac Day. Early beers, 10:30, Urco Bolo.
That's how they would have wanted it.
That's how they would have wanted it. And then met up with these boys, played 2 up, and rolled into
can I just
the
say,
footy.
We went to the Glenmore in the Rocks for 2
Yeah.
up, and mate, the guy running the 2 up at the pub
Oh wow!
was insane. What a showman! What a showman!
He
Like,
was unreal,
he was just
dude.
putting on a spectacle for the people. Like did such a good job. Like it was. I was so
I
impressed.
was pissing myself.
All the guys, everyone we were with, all the guys, all the girls, everyone going, this guy is so good. Like
He's
just
on.
laughing, like,
Yeah.
and the whole crowd, he had everyone engaged. Like,
Yeah.
it was just on.
The best thing he was doing was every time it would be a draw, he'd like look at the crowd as if to be like, as if what a dog.
Yeah.
He'd be like, and everyone would be like, "Fuck you, dude!"
I'm like,
Like, boo, dickhead.
One of our mates was getting called the boo man.
Yeah,
Was it the
yeah.
boo man he was calling him?
Yeah,
Which was cool. But yeah, and like everyone after a couple was going, oh.
yeah. It was good.
But also, I'm pretty sure the conditions that were the 2-up game was taking place within.
Yeah, it was
Like they
sick.
were missing a coin. I think they lost a coin, and they also doing it on like a bit of carpet, so it wasn't like ideal,
Yeah.
like territory for the game taking place.
Mm.
So there was a lot of like no call spins.
Yeah.
But it made it kind of funny because then if there was like heaps in a row, like there'd be like you'd have to like the person would like take their shirt off or whatever. Weird thing was though, everyone who took their fucking shirt off, everyone who did a really shit job and had to take their shirt off, also had some like incredible rig.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like,
Fuck, he's pretty quick to get that thing
yeah,
off. eh?
and it was like, and one bloke I'm pretty sure he was doing it on purpose just so he could get his rig out.
Yeah.
And he seemed like almost too happy to then do like the push-ups that you also had to do.
Yeah. He's
and
like,
stuff.
oh no, I have to do 10 push-ups.
Oh, fuck, there's so many chicks here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
No way, I have to get my rig out. That
no.
sucks.
Oh, what?
Like,
I have to get my massive muscles out. That
Yeah, yeah.
sucks. No way.
the plot. It was actually Xander. Who
Yeah,
was
it
up there.
I was going, when's a couple of blokes with some average rigs going up? Like Cody or...
Mate, get
No.
me up there, dude. I would have got up there.
No, and myself.
Yeah.
Frankly. So, no.
The spaghetti rig is what we like to call it.
Yeah.
But no, it was unreal. I think like also I'll say this: the Urco Cross Beaches friend group, 2 notorious bubble remainers.
Yeah.
Like 2
One more
in a
notorious.
West group.
One more notorious than the other.
Yeah, so for us to both be in the rocks in the middle,
Mm.
it was kind of nice. It was like a nice change of scenery.
It was quite delightful.
I took
And the
my-
Rocks I really like going to the Rocks.
It's
The on-
cool because it's old.
Yeah, and I liked all the pubs are there, really cool. But the only thing I don't like the one thing that kind of kills me wanting to go there is because even on like a Friday or a Saturday, I swear everything closes so early there.
Okay.
Apart from the clubs,
Mm.
which I don't really want to go to.
No.
You know, maybe a couple years ago, not now. But yeah. But other than that, Glenmore also has a good rooftop bar. If you've ever been
I would
there.
love to go there one day.
It's got I've been there a couple of times. It's got a really good rooftop bar. The Paragon as well in the Rocks is
I've
good.
been.
That's cool. But
There was only one train as well. It wasn't far at all.
no, it's
It's just like circular quay.
Yeah.
Shock. It's near circular quay.
too easy. Yeah, sure.
It's like literally 15 minutes for me, so that's
Yeah.
good. I definitely want to go back there, like one arvo, maybe like a Friday
yeah.
arvo. Like
Friday'd be
some
good. All the
sunny
office
beers.
workers will
Yeah.
probably come out as well. But
Nah.
yeah, the two up there, sensational. I don't know who the bloke was, but he was doing a cracker. He was doing an absolute cracker.
He
job.
needs a name. I feel like he could be inducted to the Hall of Fame with Metal Man. That bloke.
Yeah, he's got the Metalman-esque qualities. That bloke,
Just dribbler.
just like Hall of Fame dribbler.
Hall of Fame dribbler.
Like
yeah.
honestly, like I don't know what we call him. Like
The 2-up dribbler, or the
I
2-up.
feel like we could get more creative.
Okay, well,
But like, yeah,
let's let it marinate.
let's marinate. But you know,
Maybe we'll
name
name
pending.
we'll name the podcast after him. So we'll think about it.
Yeah, okay. Name pending, but he's definitely Hall of Famer. Was fantastic. One thing at tour, first off, Anzac Day, my favourite day, public holiday of the year. One of my favourite days of the year, just in general. Boxing Day would probably be second for me. But Anzac Day, bloody love it. And 2-up is one of those reasons. I can understand why it's illegal every other day of the year. But when the one day you get to play it, it is so good. So fun.
It is fun.
And like in the crowd, even when people are losing, it's like try find me a face where someone's not like having a good time and smiling.
It's so true.
Even when you lose money, you're like, oh, but
yeah,
you're still like,
hey, good hero.
yeah. And I enjoy when you give someone the money or when you are signaling heads, and that person then gives it to you. The thumb, you don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
But it's just the thumbs up as you get the money or give it to them, or just like the nod and thumb up combo, like whichever you want.
I just to weigh in here on both those points before you continue.
Yeah.
The first point is like the funniest part, and a lot of our friends were doing it. It's like as soon as you lose, it's like, fuck, and then it's like 20.
Yeah. Double.
double.
Damn, I've only got $50 left. 50.
Yeah.
I actually did that. I won, luckily.
Nice.
But yeah.
Nice. And I feel like I always enjoy like the interaction like with random people. It's always like a little bit of a high in a way. It's like I love talking to people on nights out, just randoms.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's fun. So I think like
When it's a good interaction.
for sure, but I just feel like it's like just the fact that you're almost like forced to interact with randoms.
Yeah.
It's just fun. You just end up chatting to random people all day, which was cool.
I didn't really chat to because I was a bit bounced as well, so I wasn't like
Bounced?
chatting to heaps of people on Monday. Was I bounced after Sash? No. I wasn't like I was up and about, but I wasn't like out like you kind of like we're talking to those couple people near you. But I was still chatty. But yeah, definitely it is nice like having that interaction as well on the day.
It was more just hurling like pure abuse at them.
And hurling abuse at people was like, but you were getting it back. People were getting it back.
Oh, I got plenty of it.
Yeah.
We got plenty of it. Well,
Plenty of spinners were copping plenty of
the
abuse.
the chick who with the curly blonde hair who was next to us,
Mm.
and everyone when I rocked up, apparently she'd beaten all of you. Like she took money from everyone.
I know
in the
who that
group.
was. She just hadn't. I don't think I just started. So I hadn't gone there yet.
Yeah. And then I played her. I literally beat her like 6 times back
Oh
to back.
no way!
Yeah.
You just took
I was
all
just
their
going,
cash.
ATM. Like,
Just
yeah, well, I
really-
just kept because I'd like walk away for a couple of minutes, and I'd go, "Oh, come on, you won't."
Yeah.
Like you won't do it, and she'd go, "Fuck, all right, damn it, I'm in."
I'll do it.
Because I only had $50, and like, I'm so poor. Like I'm so poor.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to lose the 50,
Mm.
and I doubled it. I made it 100. So
Nice, well done. Congrats.
maybe I'll get brown rice this week.
Well, I already bought you some rice
That's fine.
just before,
It's whatever.
so sorry if it's not good enough.
No, it's okay.
But what I was gonna say, last bit about the Anzac Day and such.
I could talk about this forever.
Or I could go on, but like we've got anyway. Not to get into the nitty gritty of the layout of the episode, but I like as well when you win the money or whatever. It's the same thing back. Like,
It's like,
you've
yeah,
got it. Yeah,
fair enough.
You've won me that one.
Fair enough.
And then, like you say, like go back in the wallet, see what's there, have a dig around.
Mm.
Did you play to a system at all, or were you just going a vibe?
Well, every time I won, I increased my stake. So
Fair
I won 5. I was like, all right, I've got 10 now. Now I'll go 10. Won
Right.
10. Got 20. And because it was with the same person.
Yeah,
I literally did a lot of just like standing around because I am so poor. I only did it like, I probably only played 7 or 8 times over the course of like an hour.
Mm.
So it was like probably maybe every like 2 or 3 throws I'd bet.
Mm. So
And
semi-systematic.
yeah, and it was all literally just against one
The
person.
one person, yeah, right.
So
See, I was kind of betting a bit more systematically per se.
talk me through it.
Well, I mean, I feel like as much as everyone goes, "Oh, it's a game of chance," it's like, yeah, it is, but there's still like any game you can kind of still play to a thought process.
Whether it's
for luck or effect.
yeah, it's not necessarily like a strategy to put you at an advantage, but it's still a system that you're using.
Yeah, to get to try and win.
Correct.
So I was just kind of going. I would go every couple, but I would wait until there was a run of heads, and then I would switch to tails.
Okay.
And then if there was a run of tails, or say it was like a run of tails, then it would be 2 heads. Then I would be like, okay, I'm going to hop on the tail now because when it changed back. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So that's kind of my thought. You know, I ended up $10 up for the day, so it's not like I'm going to endorse this system. But it's not like I wasn't just going at everything. You know, I thought I might as well just try and keep a bit.
Yeah.
I was down at one point. I was like, because I took like, I took like $100 out of something, and then I was down to 50, and then I was like, oh, this is not great, not ideal. And I had a $5 in my wallet, and I was like, oh, I don't want to have to try and get back up with that $5. So I just went, oh, big play here, go for the 50, got back up. And then from there, I just kind of played around with the smaller notes.
Yeah, Hail Mary sort of thing.
Yeah. But then there was a couple that we were with, like Damo and Jack. Well, Jack ended up getting up a lot, then he lost a lot.
I don't know because I was at the back of the group.
Right.
So
But Damo got
what
up
happened?
a fair bit.
Did he?
He went pretty well.
How
Yeah.
much did he get up? Like
I don't know
100?
the exact number, but like a bit.
Beachy got up like 120, I think.
Yeah, nice. He would too.
Pretty solid knock.
Yeah.
Goes about his business.
Yeah, he just does it.
Yeah, he just goes about his business.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, just like that was my first Anzac Day that I haven't worked since I've been 18.
Really?
So that was
Wow.
that was the first time I've been out and about. And look, I'll pretty comfortably say I'll probably never work another Anzac Day.
Well, I requested mine off 2 months ago. I literally, and I said it like every week or so, I'd be like to my boss, yeah, remember I'm not working Anzac Day. Just remember that, not working it. She's like, yeah, I remember.
Don't let her fumble that bag for
Yeah.
you.
And then, yeah, I just kept reminding her. She's like, yeah. And I worked like I worked 3 of the 4 days last weekend. I mean, on Easter long weekend,
Yeah,
sorry.
Fun, you save your fun coupons.
So I saved fun coupons. I still spent some on Easter long weekend, but I saved a couple up and I cashed them in. Worth it though.
Yeah.
For Anzac Day.
So worth it.
Yeah.
And like all the events that we did, like even me and the guys that were just in Urco in the morning, like we just went to a couple of the bolos, just did some things.
Did you do dawn
to be fair,
service?
we didn't do dawn service. We're all pretty wrecked. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like it's not ideal. Like you should go. I feel like if you're at the pub. So, I'll pay my respects at a later time.
Yeah. True. But you don't want to go to a dawn service hungover.
Exactly.
So that's like, I feel like you go and you go sweet. You don't go and be like hungover there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I didn't go. Way to call me out. I totally lost my train of thought.
I didn't go
Oh,
either.
yeah. Just what I was saying is that, like, everything that I did on Monday was just like, went to 2 Up, then we just went to the footy, and we just did, like, maybe because it was on a Monday as well, and we were, like, day drinking. It was just things that we don't normally do. So that was, like, it was kind of nice. Just to
You
be doing-
enjoyed your time. You made the most of your long weekend and your Anzac Day. It's your public holiday. You know,
on my terms.
you spent it well.
I didn't lose all weekend.
You felt like a winner.
No, can I talk you through it?
Yes.
I didn't lose all weekend. Friday. Was it Friday? No. Saturday morning, go watch my soccer mates, my old team. They get up against one of the top teams in Premier League. And then roll into the footy, Tigers win. I'm 2-0. Roll into my team playing Sunday. We win 3-0. Went to the pub with my mate, played pool, didn't lose a game. Rolled into 2 Up, didn't lose. There was something in the air.
What's it like being a winner?
It's the first time I've ever felt like this.
Fuck. You
Feels
must be
pretty
feeling pretty
weird.
good right now.
It feels pretty weird.
You
But
must be
you know what
feeling
they say.
tip-top. What?
What goes up
Must come down.
must come down.
Oh, no.
So
Oh, the dreaded.
someone make a bet with me this week.
To be honest, that's why I almost hate doing well at things, because I know it's all going to come crashing down at some point.
Exactly.
I just prefer to stay mediocre the whole time.
Yeah.
And that way you're on an even keel at all times. There's no imbalance.
No. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you've always said you like to remain lukewarm.
Yeah. Like pretty, just average.
Mm.
Yeah.
So respect. And once again, final shout out to, the dribbler running 2 up because
Yeah,
that was fucking
mate.
outstanding.
You were sensational. That's all I'm going to say.
I hope he's watching.
Yeah. I'm just going to go. All right. We'll move on from recap because we've got a few points. We've got to do love and hate still. That was 25 minutes. Fitting though, because that was 20 days collectively that we had to cover.
Well, I think covering Anzac Day in and of its own is
yeah.
a talking point.
And we could have went further into it, but the footy was good, by the way. We'll get to that in the back page. Anyway,
Should we also quickly acknowledge the Anzacs?
of course. Oh, definitely. So lest we forget, it was good. Get to a dawn service next year. Definitely pay tributes. When I was in Manly, actually, quickly, that was one of the. They were doing like a midday service almost. And like I kind of stopped and watched that for like 5-10 minutes and then moved on.
And we did do a minute of silence at the footy as well.
Yeah, at the footy they did that. And that was cool because that was like 30,000 people.
That was sick.
And everyone was just quiet and you could see everyone standing.
It's a really surreal feeling when there's 30,000 people standing
It was
in
a bit
dead
more
silence.
than 30 as well, actually.
Yeah, 30, 35,
Yeah.
36.
But that was nice. So it was good at some point to do it, but ideally, like it is good to go.
Not when
Okay.
you're blind at 4 p.m.
That's true, but like it's good to go to a dawn service. We'll hop on love and hate now.
Go for it.
We'll move on. I'll go quickly on the back of my double long weekend.
B to B.
B2B double long weekends. B2B Sash by nights for me. Haven't been to Sash in like 3 years. Haven't been in a long time. And it was bloody good. It was pumping. Both
What
times.
was so good about it? Because every time I go to Sash and it's pumping, like, you have to, like, weave through the crowd like this. And, like,
I don't know.
you have to double park yourself because the lines to the bar are so long. And, like, I don't know.
Well, they had all the rooms open.
Okay.
Like, so it wasn't like only a couple rooms. They had all the rooms were open. Like, there was all the bars were open. It was just, I don't know. It was just felt, and just
Okay.
it just felt it was on. And also, I haven't listened to that kind of music in a while. So I kind of, when I was in there listening to it, I was like, oh, I remember, like, I actually quite like listening to this. Like, I've been listening to different types of music recently, but not that.
Vis-a-vis the Barflies.
Yeah, the vis-a-vis the Barflies playlist. But I mean, like, I haven't been listening like tech or house or anything like that.
Man, either.
Not for not for like a couple months really. And then I was in there, I was like, oh, I actually quite like listening to this music.
Yeah. Well, I basically live in a house that is constantly playing house music to some extent. With like the DJ
Decks downstairs.
setup.
Well,
downstairs.
you've refurbished downstairs to pretty much instead of having a TV, you have DJ decks.
We don't have a TV.
You don't have a TV.
Don't tell Michael and don't tell our landlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually quite like it. I said it to you before. I like the constant house music just playing in the background. The 1 hour we do the podcast is like when it's actually off.
Yeah. See, I don't know if I would like it on constantly because I like it for if I'm at somewhere vis-a-vis like a festival or at Sash and I was wanting to listen to it, that's when I want to listen to it. But other than that, I like listening to it for like an hour and then changing it up.
But it's kind of like, okay, fair, sure.
You know?
I don't agree, but sure.
Yeah.
I just like it. Like, I like the idea that because we're all at work, we're all our separate ways at times. So like when someone's home, like playing the decks, it's like, it's nice, you know? It's like there's stuff going on in the house and like there's people around and like it doesn't interfere with what I'm doing. Like I'm usually just up here doing shit or,
True.
you know, cooking dinner. So it's like,
Fair enough.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like it. Your hate?
My hate. Oh, yeah. So, Sash Love, my hate this week. Possums. Had 2 run-ins with possums recently, and I'm off them, frankly. First one was I was driving home with a friend from work, and this was like later at night because we went for someone's birthday. We just went for a drink after work, and then we were heading back. And there's this like thing running across the road. I initially thought it was a rat, And I was like, wait a second, that doesn't look like a rat. And then I thought it was a bandicoot or a bilby. And they're like, I was like, oh, they're like pretty rare, pretty endangered. I don't really want that to be like on the road because they're kind of cool. Australian, like endangered Australian animal. I was like, yep, I'll pull over and I'll help it out. So I pulled over and then I got closer. I was like, oh, I don't think that is. But it was just like a small possum. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm here now, so I might as well at least get off the road. And then as I was shooing it across the road, like it wasn't moving, and then it kind of turned at me, and I was like what, mate? And then it kind of attacked my leg and started biting me and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I picked it up, and it started biting my hand. And then I pretty much just like threw it. I just threw it like over the road. So I was standing in the middle of the lane, and this possum is attacking. Is mauling me. I'm being mauled by a baby possum, and I just threw it, like pegged it onto the sidewalk. And I was like, "Fucking possum, fucking blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And I go, "Come on, that's the last time I'm ever helping a possum. Like they've been blacklisted."
As if you didn't tell me that.
I just skipped my mind, honestly, and I didn't remember.
Where were you driving home from?
Manly, and this was on Harbord Road.
What time?
This is probably like 8 o'clock at night. And
Was anyone else around? Did anyone see this?
No one saw this, apart from my friend from work, and she was pissing herself laughing.
Yeah.
And then a couple of days later, I was working an event at work, and they're at night because it's a wedding. And I go into the bin room, and I'm at the glass crusher, and there's a roller door, and I hear a noise in the roller door. I'm like, oh, what's that? And a big possum runs out of it, and I was like, immediately, I was a bit spooked.
PTSD.
And now I've realised now I've got a bit of slight possum PTSD. Possum's freaking me out, and it also had the same look in its eye that the baby possum did when it attacked me, when it tried to maul me to death. So I immediately was a bit spooked. And then I think I have a bit of a fear of possums now. But me and this possum were having a standoff, and it was staring at me on top of this bin, and I had the hose gun, and I was going, get away from me, possum. I was like, get away from me. And I kind of firing it off next to it so it would move, and it kind of wasn't moving. And I was going, I don't know how this is. Don't fucking attack me. And then I sprayed it, and then it ran underneath all the bins.
Mm.
And this room is filled with bins, so I can't see where it is. So almost like a movie, I'm moving a bin, checking out underneath it.
And you're so etched out, probably.
With the hose gun in my hand, going, where is this psycho? Where is this freak? And eventually, after about 5 minutes of this happening, I'm going, oh, you know what? There's an empty bin here. I'll leave the full one. I'll just come back for it later, and hopefully it's gone, which it was. But where the bin room is, when the bins are overflowing, they always jump over. So the last couple times, there's been possums out there, and they've just spooked me. They've been spooking me. So I've got to. I think now I have a slight fear of them.
What a great yarn.
Yeah,
That's so funny. Imagine they got like your coworker walking down and you like looking behind bins with like a hose.
Well, that's
in
what
your
I was
hand,
thinking.
like-
I was thinking, freak, like, what are you doing? Just take this free bin here and go back inside.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm gonna
You had a
deal
de-
with that one.
You had a
Overcome-
demon to conquer though.
It looks like it would seem
Yeah.
a fairy demon.
A fairy
A
demon.
fairy demon, but he's there. He's there.
Bit like the fairy that is inside you, man.
Shut up.
Dribble.
You love a fairy. Okay. That's my love and hate. You go.
My love and hate this week. Pretty straightforward stuff here. One thing that really pisses me off.
Well, you're going hate
I'm gonna
first.
hate first.
Yeah, okay. Get off your chest.
I had a really good
Get off
week.
your chest,
I've had a
mate.
really good 10 days.
Mm.
But when people correct you for saying me and Xander, and they say, no, it's Xander and I, it's like, who gives a shit, dude?
Shut up.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Don't ruin my story or whatever
And me and Xander,
with a grammatical error.
I don't know. I know it is a grammatical error in theory, but it doesn't feel like one. You know, it's
No.
not like using the wrong "your." It's like
But
I
in a sentence, if I was speaking the word "your," I'm not going to autocorrect myself and go, "Oh, sorry."
you are
Yeah. You know.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's like fuck, and I don't know. It's like what do you get out of this?
Especially because more often than not, you're in the midst of a conversation or story, like I was
Yeah.
saying, and you ruin the tempo. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks for that.
Yeah.
You've just ruined what I was talking about.
And if you're telling the story to 5 people, pretty good chance the 4 other people don't give a shit that you said
Yeah.
me and Xander.
You fucking nerd.
So yeah, we're pretty anti-nerd on this podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't like them. Don't like them.
my beef is just
Don't-
nerd. My beef is with nerds.
Don't fucking like them.
Nerd beef.
But yeah, it's just sometimes you're like, just keep that on yourself, mate.
Grow up.
Put it on the shelf.
It's just not funny either.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like get it, mate. Oh, get out of my face.
It's rattled. You're rattled about that.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone in particular who's done it lately. I was just thinking about like that concept in and of its own, and
It's grinded your gears.
it's got on my gears.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's good. That's why we've got this. You know, you've got it off your chest now. You've vented it out. You're feeling better.
I can go about my week the way that I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at 36 minutes.
That's
I thought we were at 50 for a second. I was like,
Well,
oh
you
my
know, a
God.
bit of an extended episode, maybe. Maybe we'll just chuck another 15 on it. Because, you know,
We'll
double. Well, this covers 2 weeks of, or 10 days of
yeah.
things. So, yeah, maybe the listener wants a little bit more of a, little bit more of a bite.
The listener
Little
can
bit
have
more of a, this is the value pack episode. You know?
Yeah.
This is the party. This is the party, a deluxe version.
To be honest, I'd say the only thing really, and look, the camera goes out as I say that.
Yeah.
The only thing really holding us back from doing like an hour 30, 2 hours, 3, 4, 5 hours every week is that like the camera dies after like an hour and 20 or an hour and 10.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. So
But to be fair, an hour and a half is probably the max that the dribble, anyone listening wants to listen to what we have to say. You know.
probably.
To be fair,
Yeah.
to be
that's a pretty fair
like that's
statement.
like the capacity for.
Did you see the TikTok comment this week?
No, I don't have TikTok.
Oh. So I posted
Is this gonna give me head noise?
Maybe.
Fuck.
Should I tell you later?
No, do it now.
No, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
no,
I'll tell
do
you
it now,
later.
do it
No,
now.
I'm not going to. It gave me head noise.
Oh,
So it'll give
okay.
you.
I'm definitely gonna have head noise. Yeah, don't do it.
Okay. My love this week is with like, this is going to sound really weird, so hear me out here. My love is just like being a bit more patient. Like I'm trying to just introduce like a bit more, because I'd say like I'm pretty calm. I go about my business in a pretty calm manner.
Yeah.
But oftentimes I find myself like rushing things for no reason. Like I'll be rushing when I'm driving, or like I'll be rushing like when I'm editing the podcast, or I'll be rushing when I'm cooking dinner, or
Right.
I'm grocery shopping. And it's
Yeah.
like, I feel like if you just, at least for me personally, I've noticed that when I just operate at in a 0.9, like I just tone it back 10%, I'm just, the way I go about my business is just more joyful.
Yeah.
Like I just find myself overall more happy when like I'm not rushing around and stuff.
yeah.
Like when I'm rushing to get somewhere and I'm driving, I get angry when I get a red light. And it's like, not angry, but I'm like, damn it, you know? So
Silly.
yeah, I just kind of like, I find a drive is much more enjoyable when you just max cruise, even if it's to work, if it's home from work, you know?
I know what you mean.
So
It's a good lesson. Good lesson.
speaking of driving, have I told you about the green light theory?
You've told me, but the listeners will want to know.
The listeners want to know. So
Because I quite like this theory. And
Mate-
I will say to you and Matt, who came up with the green light theory,
it's true.
green light theory just happened to me on the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
here.
yeah, you do say it. So the green light theory, when we were like 18, 19, every Friday we'd go to Matt's house for prees. And he'd always come pick me up. And it's like a 25-minute drive to mine to his. 20 minutes maybe. So he'd come pick me up. And like you don't necessarily go about your drive with the intent that like the green light theory's on. You just realize after a while that you've been nailing green lights all the way.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It's on.
There's something in the air tonight.
It's on.
You know what I mean?
And song comes on the radio. Good song comes on.
This good song comes on the radio, like, mate, seriously.
It's happening.
Bad night to be, like, my body after the green light theory goes off.
Bad night to be fucking schooner off the green light theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on.
On Friday, long weekend.
Oh.
So long weekend was on the horizon. It was in my peripheral vision, metaphorically speaking. And I finished work after a 9-hour shift. I was wrecked.
Gassed.
I get in my car. You know, I think I've had a podcast on the way home. Nailed like 3 green lights in a row. And I was like, hang on.
Wait a second.
What's going on here?
I know this feeling.
I've
Been here before.
Quickly put my party playlist on.
Oh.
And yeah, it was like a rocket went off under my ass.
Really?
I came home flying.
Really?
Absolutely flying.
Just $1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million miles.
$1 million.
an hour.
Kane and EJ, I lifted them.
Mm.
Not that they were flat, but there was not much going on when I got home.
Yeah.
I was expecting to hear some house music as I walked
Yeah.
down the street. I couldn't. So I was concerned.
Yeah.
But, you know, much like my vodka Red Bull that night, I lifted them.
Yeah. Very nice.
So,
Nice circle back as well.
look, the green light theory doesn't necessarily have to be before a night out. But, you know, certain times you're going on a drive to somewhere where you're thinking about, you know, this could go bad, this could go good. I'm open here.
Green lights.
If you hit green lights,
Mate, omen.
that's like the universe giving you a bum tap.
Yeah.
Go, son.
Nice. Like
Yeah?
that. Tagline of the green light theory. Universal bum taps.
The bum tap from the universe.
The bum tap from the universe telling you you're going in the right direction, son. Keep it up. You're doing a good thing here. Keep it up.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Couple points here. Couple points to dissect.
Let's.
I want to jump in with one quickly
Yeah, okay, let's
because
go.
I've been dying to tell you about this.
Okay, let's
and
go.
I think I might have sent you a photo about it, but I have been dying to get into it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
Let's go. Do it.
my neighbor lost her pigeon. So okay. So my neighbor, long story short, lost a pigeon. So apparently it's a racing pigeon that she's raised since birth inside the house, which, just hold on.
Sorry.
It's a racing pigeon that she's had since it's been a chick. What confuses me is if it's lived in the house its whole life, how do you know it's a racing pigeon? Because it's not raced against other pigeons yet. So you wouldn't know. It's just a normal pigeon.
Is it not had its debut race?
No, it's like a
What has now?
it's now it's left the nest, it's gone. But I mean, like, it's a domesticated pigeon. And apparently it's never left the house before, and now it's gotten out somehow. And you know, around my suburb, they've put up quite a few flyers, which I've been noticing, and you know, it's got some text, it's got a number, and one of it. There's some. It's like it's quite a confusingly worded poster. I do have a photo of it. I'm debating whether I should put it on the Instagram.
I
or
think we
not,
should. I think we
it's
have
pretty
to.
Funny. One part of it is like pigeon lives with 3 dogs and 2 humans. They mate for life. Has never left the nest. So it's like an interesting collection of sentences. Another one at the end. It's kind of like if you see a pigeon. Description. If you see this pigeon, it looks like every other pigeon, except the difference is one toenail is broken. Please call this number. Even if you find a dead pigeon that looks similar or a sleeping pigeon, please call this number. Like blah blah blah. Just like
Please check the toenails.
Yeah, please check toenails. Just like me finding a dead pigeon, I'm gonna be like, fuck.
Is that the racing pigeon?
Is that the racing pigeon? It's called Cheeky, and the neighbor was on the street the other morning. They're like going Cheeky, like yelling it out, and I was just like, this just seems like just cooked. Like, what is going on? Like, just so weird.
Do you reckon they're NPCs? That family?
It is such bot behavior.
It has to be a bot, dude.
I don't know what he's doing with it. And the other night when I got home with some dinner, and the neighbour's like, hey there. And I was like, oh, hey there. And I'd already been made aware of the pigeon situation by my brother and sister at this point. Like, oh, if you see our pigeon, like, and she kind of gave him the spiel. And I was saying, oh, yeah. And I was saying, so what does it look like again? And she's going, oh, so it's a racing pigeon. I was like, yeah, but what does it look like? She's like, oh, it just kind of looks like a pigeon. And I was, oh, okay. Do you have a photo? She's going, yeah, here it is. And it was the first time I'd seen the photo, and it just looks like a fucking pigeon, like anything else. I'm like, how can I defer it from anything?
It's really fast.
Yeah, it's got one toenail, and it's lightning quick.
It's fucking rapid.
And it's just so weird.
That's so
I just
funny.
don't know how.
That is so funny.
And the worst part is, I'm looking for it avidly whenever I go somewhere. I'm looking around, and if I
You're
see a
checking
pigeon, I'm
toenails.
going, fuck, is that it? And I kid you not, when I was at uni the other day, this pigeon, I'm at the light at Broadway, and I look down on the ground, and there's a pigeon there, and it's just kind of dawdling between people's feet. And I'm thinking, that is a pigeon that looks too friendly for humans. And I was like, that rings a bit of domesticated behaviour. And I'm like staring at this pigeon, and there's people around me, and I'm going, just following it.
Freak behaviour.
Just freak behaviour from me, turning like me into a freak.
You're turning into an NPC.
I know, I'm turning into a freak, like it's contagious freak disease going on. And at one point I mouthed, cheeky? Like as if it would turn around if I said the name of the pigeon. And I realised, and then this girl standing at the lights next to me, I saw her look at me, and I looked back and oh shit, that's right. I'm actually in a public space right now, and I can't be following around pigeons. It's like they actually made me go there.
How do you explain that to someone as well? Like if she turned and go, what'd you say?
Did you just say don't worry? You don't even try. You don't try. Like I could go into it more, but I feel like that's the best way to kind of describe it. I'll get the poster up.
I'll say this about Cheeky. Raised well if they can't find it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That thing is quick.
Yeah, it's fast.
He's going rapid.
Well, apparently it's never been outside. It's
Got to be. It has to be dead.
well, you'd think so, which is sad in a way because it's their pet, but it's also a pigeon. I mean, if you really want another one, just go down to DY, put out some breadcrumbs, bring a bag, chuck it over. You got yourself a new pigeon, and it's free. Don't have to pay for it.
You
Just
thought
breadcrumbs.
You thought about that a little bit, man.
Yeah, well, it's $100 reward. So I mean, I could just find a pigeon that looks kind of like it, clip a toenail, give him a ring. Here you go.
Would you have to test how quick it is first?
Probably. I mean,
Hey, mum.
yeah.
You're gonna need to leave the house for like an hour or two.
Just give me a second. Yeah, look, so I could do that. That's one option, but just an interesting scenario that happened in the last couple of days.
Wow.
That didn't really feel real, but it was.
I reckon that's the best yarn you've told on here. That was fucking funny.
Thanks, mate.
What are we at?
Where do you go from there?
Oh, do we wrap it?
Where do you go from there?
No.
1 point, actually, notes
Well, let's just do a couple because we should.
Well,
move
we'll go
forward.
for one note that we both had. We both had without communication.
Yes, Xander wrote down a note, and I was like, I've got the same note.
And it's about the city of Brisbane.
Telepathy.
I know, right? How good. So it's weird how this has worked out. So I wrote this like last week. I'm not sure when you wrote it.
Yeah, same last week.
And I didn't talk to you about it
we
either.
didn't speak. Yeah.
And it's about the city of Brisbane. And in essence, well, from my viewpoint, Cody's kind of similar. Mate, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't send me on a fucking free, all expenses paid holiday to the city of Brisbane. Like, it's just a swamp. Like, what is it? What is Brisbane? Like, nothing.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
you hear like tourists coming to my like, oh yeah, we're going to Brisbane. I'm thinking, why the fuck would you go there?
Yeah, well,
It's like it's just a swamp.
Rory and Carrie went there like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
They went to the Goldie, I think.
Yeah, the Goldie's fine.
Yeah.
Sunshine Coast is fine,
Is it like it's kind of all right to go once,
but it's
I wouldn't
still all right.
continuously go back there. The beaches aren't that great. The swell's been pretty shit every time I've been there.
The Gold Coast isn't that nice. It's like
And I can
it's
listen. I can listen to Dua Lipa at the Ivanhoe.
I can
you know
do
what
that
I mean?
whenever I like.
I don't need to go to fucking.
Well, like the Gold Coast, I don't mind. The Gold Coast is all right. Like you could go every couple of years, like once a decade kind of thing, and be satisfied. But the Sunshine Coast is all right. Noosa's nice,
Okay, I haven't been there.
but everywhere else, kind of not bothered.
Yeah, but I have a friend from Noosa, and she's like, yeah, it's nice to go up there, but like, it's similar to Coffs Harbour and places like that, where it's like once you turn 18, either you lock it down in Coffs Harbour for 60 years, or you move straight to the city.
Yeah.
Same as Canberra. Like,
What's doing?
all the people that, or at least our friends that we know, I guess it kind of checks out because they live in Sydney now, but it's like, you turn 18 in Canberra, and you pack your bags,
And you head out.
respectfully.
And you head out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hopefully, no, that was a bad joke. But like,
What?
no, don't worry.
No, okay, don't worry. Skip.
If I'm filtering it before it's
Yeah,
even come out,
true.
you know it's bad.
Yeah.
So look, my point was just like, I don't know, maybe if I was thinking about it because Rory was going up there, but I was like, yeah, it's just we went there for a festival a couple of years ago. Me, Jack, and Matt drove up. Went there for a 1-day festival, which was pretty fun. The festival in and of itself was fun. But like, we just wanted to go to the beach.
You couldn't.
Like we couldn't find one. I remember we found like this scat little one that was like, it was like the limp version of like, I don't know what beach it would be like. It was like the shit end of Palm Beach where there's no waves.
Right.
So it was like that, but there was like bark in the sand and shit.
Yeah.
It was gross.
So we don't get that. We don't have that. in
It's just
Sydney.
the with the greatest respect to Brisbane,
Yeah. Respectfully, of course. Like it's a swamp. Respectfully.
the place sucks and it's
Yeah.
scat.
Yeah. Very fucking scat.
Honestly, like I go there and I'll go there fresh and I'll feel like I had 25 beers the day
Yeah.
before.
I've driven through it before. I've never stayed there. Well, I
Well-
think I might have stayed over there at night once as a kid.
Actually, when we stayed there, we stayed at this Airbnb, but the Airbnb was just like up the back of this Asian family's house.
Right.
So like when we walked in, they were really nice, and like we hardly saw them the whole time because we just go out. We were there for like 3 nights. I think we went out every night, came home late, and then they
Yeah.
went to work. We got up after they went to work. And like I just remember when we walked in, she like gave us a tour of the house, and then was like, "All right, there's all stuff in the fridge if you want it," and proceeded to show us like a singular carton of eggs and a bottle of milk.
And there you go.
And we were like, "Oh, fucking perfect. We'll be sweet then. We don't need to eat anything. We just got to."
Sweet. No groceries needed.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, the entire just like experience was pretty scat, but
Good summary of the city.
yeah, and like potentially an early crow on Origin.
What do you mean?
Queensland sucks.
Yeah, Queensland do suck.
We just made an omen.
Yeah.
Queensland
We
sucks.
just crafted
So
it for ourselves. But yeah, I'm not. I don't want to. I've said it before. I'm actually quite scared of crocodiles. Like I'm kind of a bit terrified of them. So I don't really want to go to North Queensland.
I'm not spending any time on it.
Well, like, yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, like I've said it before. Like, why would I go up there? Like, they own. That's them. They can have up there.
Have you
And,
seen
like,
the
and like the nice, like Great Barrier Reef, as sick as it would be to go to Whit Sundays and whatnot, there's like sharks everywhere. You can't really go swimming because there's box jellyfish in the water, and like.
Just really like high, just really etch animals.
Yeah, there's just like you can't. It's just like fuck. Like I want to enjoy this nice, beautiful location, but I'm going to be killed.
I could get killed by like a translucent slime
Yeah, exactly.
with like a few strings hanging.
exactly.
On it. It's
Like,
like-
what he's doing. And as far as if you want to go further north, just like the more crocodiles there are, and they're in every body of water. So it's like, oh, it's boiling hot up here. Love to go for a swim. Oh, I can't. There's a 4-meter saltwater crocodile in the water. Maybe I won't.
There's a prehistoric apex predator.
Yeah.
In my swimming hole.
Yeah. No worries. Won't go in. I didn't want to go in anyway.
So I just go to the pub and get a fucking mid strength.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Respectfully.
Animals are full strength, but the beer's mid. What's the go with that? Doesn't make any sense. Queensland, respectfully.
Queensland
Shithole.
as a state, you know what? The 4X is a good metaphor for Queensland.
Yeah.
It's watery and it's mid strength.
Yeah. That's all we'll say. We're a bit riled up by Queensland. Obviously, we both feel a lot about this.
We're both very passionate about it, clearly.
Yeah. And we'll leave it. We'll let it sit there.
Does
But,
it?
you know, if anyone's had a good time in Brisbane, get back to us. And we're going to have to verify a story because I don't believe you.
Okay, I've got one more story before we get into
Yeah.
the back page.
Okay, go.
Good friend of the show, bloody gets more mentions than anyone.
Who?
Bloody Jared.
Oh, this bloke. This fucking...
He's been spitting this yarn about the
This
Indian kebab.
This clown. Yeah.
The Indian kebab, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm in
shit,
for that.
yeah, dude. Get me an Indian kebab. Let's go and pound these things in the core of the earth.
Mm.
I'm up for this.
Yeah. Who wouldn't be, to be fair?
Only to be, you know, what would I call it?
Blindsided?
Not blindsided, but dampened by King DM dribbler Ryan.
Oh.
This isn't a kebab because there's no kebab bean on it.
Known dampener.
Yeah,
He just...
he's a damn. He came in like a wet blanket.
Yeah.
And he said it's not a kebab because it doesn't have kebab meat on it, and a kebab is defined by the meat, not the bread. This was news to me. I'm happy to go with it. It makes sense.
This is almost gives me like Xander and I vibes. That kind of, you
It
know,
does.
It's just it's a damn. You're being a dampener.
Does Ryan have Xander and I energy?
He does. He's got a bit. He would do that. He would correct you.
Dog. Look, I thought it was funny though. He started calling them butter chicken sandwiches,
Yeah.
and I was like, let's run with that, dude.
Let's run with it. To be fair, sounds delightful. Regardless.
Yeah.
Where did you? Is there one in this Newtown Urco area?
Well, I believe so.
Right.
I believe so.
There's one in Mossman. I've never been, but there's one in Neutral Bay, Mossman.
Yeah. Well, last night, after the footy, I went back to Marrickville, caught up with the lads.
Yeah.
The boys and girls, I should say.
Yeah.
Jared's like, let's go get an Indian kebab. I'm like, sweet.
Say less.
Start my week off right,
Yeah.
you know? So he starts calling all these places like, do you guys do Indian kebabs? Blah, blah, blah. These places are like, yep, we do Indian kebabs. We rock up. They're like, all right, we don't do Indian kebabs. I'm like, I think that was what happened. I don't know. I was pretty drunk. And they're like, we don't do Indian kebabs, but like, we've got food here for you. And we're like, all right, sweet. That's fine.
Yeah,
Whatever.
no worries.
So we started eating this, like, I don't know what it was. It was like spicy Indian sausage,
Yum.
like in pita bread.
Yum.
So like it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it just like it was just flavoursome?
even it was pretty hot. EJ was like actually dying.
Mm.
I didn't think it was too bad because you know
Yeah.
I'm just like
built different.
I'm just built like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what though. My trip to the bathroom this morning
No.
wasn't like overly pleasant.
No.
You know,
I don't imagine it would have been.
especially off the back of two hash browns and an up and go.
You've had it all you've stirred the pot.
And one more thing, I found a route on the way to work that goes past a Macca's.
Right. Oh.
So
it's over.
yeah, it is.
It's over.
So I went two hashies into an up and go off the back of a spicy butter chicken sandwich.
You know. And
Top-
that is
That's the food pyramid, right?
yeah,
there.
that's you've collected everything there and you would have known about it coming out. You know.
Yeah.
Even I dare say, mixing the up and go off of back of Anzac Day, and you know, a couple beers were had, spirit, etc. Mixing the up and go straight into the oven there, like brave,
Brave.
has to be done on occasion, but it's a brave move regardless.
Look, especially a stomach lined with nothing but pure dairy-free oat milk for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So,
You know. It sounds like you had a stomach full of anger, and you added that to it. And there's sometimes only one way that one's going when you add a bit of dairy into a stomach full of anger.
the up and go didn't like go in angry. It just went around and like started pissing everyone off, like stirring the pot.
Yeah, which
You
is
know what I
almost
mean?
worse sometimes. You'd rather just be angry and get it done and over with you instead of just being collectively annoyed.
It's like the spicy Indian sausage was like sitting in the corner, and I basically sent like the liquid version of Xander down there to piss it off.
Yeah, you know, mate. Hey, what's going on?
Oh, that's so dribbly, dude. Let's go to the back page.
Oh, okay. In 1 hour. Sweet.
This is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
All right, let's go. Tigers winning again. What's doing?
Okay, I just went for an arm signal, but I didn't say anything. I just hand gestured.
Where are
but
you
no
at on
word.
the Tigers right now?
Where I'm at with the Tigers, I'm happy that they're winning. It was good seeing, I've been saying to you, I've been saying some good stuff from them, but then I've been saying a lot that I haven't liked. Shock, I was saying to drop Oliver Gildart or whatever his name
You
is,
did
and
say
I
that.
said drop Tyrone Peachy, and you
Both
guys
got
might
dropped.
win a game. Both got dropped. You started winning. You also Jackson Hastings.
Immense.
Like that first Storm game, glimpses of a quality player, but obviously like the Storm, so it's kind of hard to.
Tough.
It's like a tough first game, especially for a team that almost got the spoon last year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a good indicator of where they're at, but you saw some good stuff there, and then no Hastings, and like some players just not turning up at all.
Just no belief.
And then that abysmal performance from the Sharks. So after that, I was kind of like, what's going to happen here? Hastings comes back. They play immediately better. They win that game against the Eels. Maybe the Eels kind of were a bit complacent, I would say, in that game,
Yeah, I
At
think so.
times, they
They
were a
tried
bit-
to score off every play,
thinking that would just happen, but
but they didn't play like terrible. You know, they didn't
play bad.
They didn't
but
play, and they had chances to win.
They didn't play bad, and the
So-
Tigers still played well, but they were probably just a bit complacent, I'd say, and a bit impatient.
Mm.
When is this Rabbitohs game? It just sounds like it was just a cracking game. They were very evenly matched. They were just going for it, and like no clear or deserved winner. At the end of the day, Tigers got the chockies.
I think for the first time so far since Madge has been at the club, have we seen like
What it will look like when they're playing footy.
a succinct period of like Madge brand football, just like tough footy, like hanging in there with the big teams, and just like
Because it's not like they beat the Warriors and the Dogs by 1 point. They beat the Eels and the Rabbitohs, Rabbitohs grand final last year. Eels top
Killing
four.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
they came fifth and like top four at the moment.
they were 5-1 when we played them.
Yeah.
So or 4-1. I
So
think.
that's not like they haven't done easy beat teams.
No. Look, I'm definitely not getting ahead of myself. I know what the Tigers are like. They could go out and get pumped by St. George this week. But it's been really uplifting just in my, it's had a succinct, not succinct, but it's had like a big impact on my quality of life over the last 2 weeks. Maybe it's why my last 10 days have been so good because like,
Tigers have won twice.
and I can like pump rugby league content into my veins for a week,
Yeah.
So, look, it's good to see Luke Brooks playing good.
Yeah. I
A
feel
player
like-
like him, he just cops so much criticism, and granted, he hasn't been playing great over the last couple of seasons, but it's just good to see.
But no one really has in that team.
No, he just cops all the. All
He's
the
the kind of captain
mate, you see some of those Tigers performances, and they're fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
But
Um,
look, refreshing to see.
And I like Jackson Hastings. Sorry, just seems like pretty good character to have round.
Yeah,
I've been liking his interviews. He backs up Brooksy. He backs up the team.
He's
Takes
just
a bit
really,
of,
like-
takes a bit of pressure off them almost,
Yeah.
like his like media presence and stuff.
yeah,
Because like I'm sure he's like, because sometimes like if you have a player who can do that in media, in any sport, it's good. Like can direct the media attention around.
that's a really interesting point. I never thought about that.
Because like you see a lot of the coaches do it a lot of the time. Like when like Wayne Bennett does it a lot. Like you see Jose Mourinho in soccer do it a lot. Like if you listen to what they say when they sometimes
totally.
they make points just to direct around media
Deflect
attention and deflect from the players because then because otherwise like a team such as like the Tigers or Brooks once they're in the targets and nothing's like moving away that attention, it's very hard to get rid of it.
It's almost like they're creating their own narrative. Like Jackson Hastings is kind of
trying to take it back a bit.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
kind of steering the narrative of the media a bit, like because they're now talking about like they're not even in some senses talking about how good Luke Brooks is playing. They're talking about how Jackson Hastings continues to credit Luke Brooks,
Yeah.
which in a sense is its own yarn. So
It's a difference.
that's a really good point.
But which has been good because it's like you said, every time they hear someone talk about the Tigers the last like 3 years, it's the same thing
It's
every
like,
time.
oh, it's Luke Brooks. Oh, he's off contract. He's got to go to a different
Yeah.
club, and then they win. It's like, oh, no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
But like, anyway, onwards and upwards. Hopefully,
Yeah. And then they're actually the Dragons this weekend. We saw the Dragons play against the Roosters at SCG on Anzac Day with a few of our mates.
Yep.
Pretty scrappy game.
wasn't the best game of rugby league I've ever watched.
Like the Dragons actually played pretty well, but the two tries they scored weren't necessarily good tries. Like it was a drop ball and a missed tackle. You know, it wasn't like they got overly creative and scored a great try. Anytime they went down to the Roosters side of the field, they just didn't create anything of note at all. Not even anything to send upstairs. So, it was still good to see them win, but I was like, you probably could have scored another couple tries if you really wanted to, or if you kind of put it together a bit more. And they were kind of lucky the Roosters had a bit of an off night, because the Roosters, no, I don't think any of them. Only Joey Manu and Tedesco played particularly well.
Joey Manu's a freak.
Such a beast.
He's a freak.
He was just everywhere.
Is there another centre in the comp close to him at the moment?
I don't.
That's been doing it at the top of his game for so long. Even watching him out there yesterday, that was the first time it's been so prominent to me how much better he was. Zach Lomax is a gun and a top 5 centre for me for sure. He played unreal yesterday too.
But he's not a Manu.
But he's not. Even when you just look at Joey Manu, you can just see Joey Manu's just
I've always said he's the most underrated player in the league.
He's a freak, dude.
And the thing about him as well, he could play, if he was in any team, he would walk into fullback pretty much in almost any team, or 6. But in that team, and this been good, he's been allowed to roam around this year, but he's just a freak. He's such a good player.
Is there who's the next closest centre to him? Not including Tom Latrell, because they're fullbacks.
Olam, maybe.
Yeah.
Justin Olam. I feel like there's someone obvious. Val Holmes has been playing pretty well. If he keeps this up, he'll be up there as a top centre. Crichton. Burton last year was sensational.
Talakai on form.
Well, that leads us into this. Talakai. Wow. If anyone watched the Manly Sharks game, particularly the first half, boys versus men, Talakai just I don't really know how to describe the best way to describe it, just steamrolling over the top of Harper and that edge against Manly.
Yeah, it wasn't even steamrolling, because when I think of steamrolling, I think of Sivo, where he kind of runs straight at them. Talakai's getting he's so quick for
he's elusive.
Boy. He's elusive. He's getting on the outside of these defenders and just making them look silly. And he's so fast
and so big, they're just sliding off him.
Oh, mate. He's a big slimy slug that's really fast.
Yeah.
And
just
thick.
And just scores a ton of tries.
Oh, he's a freak. And dude, did you get him in Supercoach early?
No. I was going to put him in last week, and I went, I wonder if the train's left the station. Don't know how they go against Manly. And then I thought, I think, is Brad Parker on that side of the field? And I was like, I'm not sure. And then I didn't really look it up, and I just went, maybe I'll leave him out. And I'll, because the rest of my team I thought is good. Anyway, no, I was wrong. He scored, 3 tries and set up a try in the first half. Well, set up 2 tries, scored 3 tries.
Something like that.
Something just insane. Morgan Harper off at halftime. Kluwer on. And to be fair, Kluwer defended him way better than Harper did. He tackled, put a couple of shots on him. Actually defended him. I think, but also Harper and Saab have been pretty poor for Manly at the start of this year.
Saab is an actor. If he was at any other team, if he was I don't know, he was just on the outside of Tommy last year. I'm not convinced he's a first grader.
I think the way that the comp was being played last year was so much different. It was faster. The points being scored was ridiculous.
Just open.
I know he had a 70-point, an 80-point game on the weekend, but I mean, just in general, there's not been as many tries. There's been much more close games. So I feel like players, you even look at the Fox, I know he's at a different club, but he's not scored 11 tries in 6 games.
No,
he
exactly.
did last year.
Exactly.
Or so's AJ.
Exactly.
Although AJ still scored a couple, but it's not the same.
I know what you mean. There's not as many tries being scored.
No.
But I'm just saying, I think Saab is not that good. And I don't think.
No, I don't. I think
if he's at the
still
Tigers,
super young
he's at the Tigers, yeah, that's true. He's super young. It's hard to be critical. But if he's at the Tigers, you know what I mean? He's doing nothing. Respectfully.
Well, yeah, he probably just needs to. A good person to look at for him would probably be someone like Daniel Tupou Although
Yeah.
I have criticisms of Tupou, he's still a good quality player. Like
Always been a top tier winger for 10 years. So.
Yeah, he's been a quality player for a while. So I feel like Saab maybe should look to mould a bit off him.
Mm.
Speaking of Tupou, though, how did he not get sent off at all? Sin bin sent off in the Dragons game. Double standards, I say. Protected species, the Roosters.
Like I've said to you before, if that was Latrell or Jack Hetherington or Tavita Pangai,
Well,
that's a 8-week ban.
Well, like some of the sin bins the Dragons have got even this year and even last year. Like in the games that they've played, and you're like, surely that's not going to be 10 in the bin.
The standard.
So even like some of them have just been very questionable and just in general throughout the league, not just saying the Dragons get questionable calls. And that just seemed like a daylight sin bidding.
Yeah, it seemed clear to me. I don't know. I'm not going to really spend. I don't
Like he literally swinging coat hanged him in the top of the head. And then they were just like, nah, that's all right. Just on report.
Does he have to punch him? Like, how does he get sent off?
Like, that's what I mean. Like, what do you have to do now to, like, if that's fine, then how is anything else getting sin binned?
Mm.
You know, and then imagine if he had gone on to score that try at the end of the game because of he didn't get sin binned.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and he almost did. So imagine,
I know.
you know.
I know. It's, mate, look, who knows? Who fucking knows? They bloody protected the species, those blokes. It scared me.
Yeah.
All right, let's try and wrap this up here. Melbourne versus the Warriors, just quickly.
Put the blowtorch on the Warriors.
I haven't seen 70 ever, I don't think.
No. They could have got 70 against the Tigers that
Mm.
one time, but they
Last
missed
year.
kicks. But they actually.
But like you said, that was in the year they were scoring tries. It's been a close year this year. The
Yeah.
Warriors haven't been terrible.
And the Tigers scored 16 points in that game.
Dude, it was like 16-10 at halftime in this game or something.
Yeah, it was close. It was
Yeah.
like close for a period.
Or 24-10 or something. I don't know.
It was like no, it was closer than that at one point.
So,
And then they just
Melbourne
came out.
I think Paps has got to be in Origin somewhere. He's an Origin player.
He's a
through
big
and
game. Well,
through.
like his first grand final, he wins the.
He
player
gets
of the
man of the
game.
match like every week, I
Well,
swear.
he's leading the Dally M right now.
Scores tries, he assists tries. That Fendi did, dude. Did you
Yeah.
see that?
Like,
What's doing?
oh,
I'd
man.
have him at just at 14, to be honest.
Well, I mean, how do you?
'Cause
Like, you're not gonna.
If Tom's in the side, you can put Tom anywhere to fill the void and just put Paps on in the backs.
Well, you can't.
It's like Kalen Ponga when
Well,
Kalen Ponga came on that year.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
I feel
speed.
like Paps has to be around there. But then you've got someone like Nico Hines as well that's sniffing around. And like they love putting Jack Whiten in that Origin setup. And he's not been playing terribly. Like he's been playing pretty well this year.
He'll be,
Whiten.
mate, he'll always be in the combo. I'd have him in there.
And the versatility of Whiten makes him such
Well,
an
Whiten
asset.
and Hines are pretty similar, so you'd go one of those
Yeah.
two, surely.
But yeah, it's a good problem for them to have. I don't think this Tony Staggs, Talakai yarn of chucking them in
No.
at centre. I hate that. You play 2 good games and everyone goes, oh, you should be playing Origin. No, you shouldn't. Should be Burton or Stephen Crichton or Campbell Graham. One of those 3 gets picked at centre for
Yep.
me.
Agreed.
Preferably, I reckon, Crichton or Campbell.
I think it'll be Crichton. Or Burton. It'll
And
be one
imagine-
of those. 'cause
imagine-
of the Penrith
imagine-
left edge.
To'o, Crichton and Luai, and if one of them score,
Yeah.
how beast the celebration will be.
And
in the
Liam
corner.
Martin and Yo will probably be in and about
Yeah.
there somewhere.
So, like,
Potentially Appy, pending injuries.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
New South
look,
Wales
we did
teams
well
looking-
to make it to, round 7 without talking about Origin?
Yeah. Well, it's actually closer than what you think now. It's like 3 weeks away.
That's insane, bro.
So, oh no, a month. Sorry.
What, 4 weeks?
Yeah. So, we'll have an Origin special at some point. We'll get guests on again for that one. That was good last time. having Jack Wallen on. We'll talk guest situation later.
Okay.
We'll talk
To be
guest-
discussed
keep,
in the
keep that
in the
keep
meeting
all-
with Xander's 2 strikes
keep,
today.
Yeah. Keep that little
Maybe your
secret.
the cheeky yarn pulled back your
Yeah.
2 strikes.
Pulled back my punishment.
I'd just like to say a quick condolences to Nathan Stapleton, ex-rugby league NRL player. Broke his neck playing New South Wales Cup or Queensland Cup or something on the weekend and has been left quadriplegic,
Wow.
which is heartbreaking. Especially,
Just thoughts.
thoughts and
going
prayers.
out.
Thoughts and prayers. A lot of people might not have even heard that story, so I just wanted to make everyone aware of it.
Wow, that's shocking.
Yeah,
That's
it's
such a
really
shame.
sad. Really sad. But anyway, we'll not damn it too much, and we'll wrap things up here.
Music. Do you have a song?
I thought you had one. Aren't you doing the Indian song?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll do the Indian song.
Can you explain with the context?
Okay, context of this song. I was at work. Has the camera run out?
Camera's died.
Camera's dead. That's right. We're about to wrap it up. I was at work and the wedding. It was an Irish. The groom was Irish. The bride was Indian. And then they kind of had live music, and then the musicians had a bit of a break, and then they just chucked on a playlist for the wedding, and this song called Sade Gale or Gali. I'm not really sure. I had to ask someone at the wedding what song it was. Played, banger. We'll chuck it on the playlist. Do yourself a favor, have a little listen. It went off. It went absolutely off at this wedding. And I was walking around just going, get around this.
Xander's been going Enter Sandman into
Sade Gali.
into Indian pop.
Yeah.
In the rat race on
And you know what?
Tuesday morning.
I love it. I wouldn't change it for a second.
Wouldn't change it for the
I
world.
wouldn't change it for anything.
Look, thanks for coming. One of the I'd say that was probably one of my favorite podcasts we've done.
Really?
I reckon.
That was one of my least favorite.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. No, that was good.
That was
I enjoyed that.
Pretty shit joke.
Yeah, look, you can't be on fire all the time. Like we say here.
Literally, after I say that was one of my favorite episodes, you let me down like that.
You just went and ruined it.
So, look,
yeah. Signing out.
strike 3.
Yes, you could be getting a new co-host next week at this rate.
Look, if you touch that mic cord again,
Yeah, that's
you might be seeing Jack Warren again pretty soon.
I'm finished. Thanks for listening, guys. Double long weekend recap. A couple yarns in there for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Slightly longer episode this week. And we'll see you next week for another enthralling Barflies episode.
Bye.
Bye.